Oh, yes. All right, everyone. Good morning. I tell you, it is an awesome morning here on the Sea Island Morning Show. Good morning, Trendy.
Good morning, Sea Island. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Callie.
Good morning.
All right, everyone. I tell you, we are having a hot topic this morning. I tell you that we are excited. Let me go ahead and give everybody the 1-800 number now. I have to hear from you today. So all of you that's driving, all of you that's at your desk, you need to call me today because we have a serious topic. Puff, puff, pass. Today we're talking about the legalization of marijuana. They are going to vote on that Proposition 71 on tomorrow. And I want to hear from you today. I want to hear from you today. It's 1-800-450-7876. We got to talk about a couple of things. Number one, I had put on Twitter, I'm having problems because I'm trying to figure out why are we begging people to go out and vote. One of the things I said is, why should we urge people to vote when they know the struggle? When we're making people do something our ancestors died for us to have the right to do, why are we constantly telling people and trying to prick people and prone people to get up and do what they're supposed to do this morning? I'm trying to understand also, what are your thoughts? Should we legalize marijuana? Should a person be able to grow weed at home? I want to hear from you. Should a person be able to go out and have marijuana, and just like they would do alcohol, they would do the same thing with marijuana? I want to hear from you. The number is 1-800-450-7876. 1-800-450-7876. You know, a lot of people are saying that a good way to get black folk to come out and vote is because Proposition 71 is on the ballot. I want to hear from you this morning. 1-800-450-7876. And I want to hear from you, Trendy and Kelly. I want to know, what is your thought on puff, puff, pass? I want to know what's your thought is. Now, before we go into that, let's talk about what's going on, Trendy.
Well, for those who this is your first time tuning in to the Sea Island Morning Show, we would like to say welcome, 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 first of all. This is the Sea Island Morning Show. We talk about beauty, fashion, entertainment, lifestyle skills, and anything that will enhance and help build up the person. So we are excited on this morning, and we're glad to have you tuned in to us. And like Sea Island said, if you want to call in to discuss the topic, the number is 1-800-450-7876. We're talking about Puff Puff Pass Pass, Proposition 71. Go out and vote. Get up, get moving. Let's vote. Callie?
Well, I'm just a little.
Well, I don't even want Kelly to even. Kelly, I don't even want to get started right now with that. No, okay. Listen. Okay. Let me go into a couple of things first.
Okay.
Let me go into a couple of things first. I want everyone to know that this coming Friday, we have, this coming Friday, Pantene Relax and Natural. Pantene, I'm sorry, I keep saying Relax and Natural, but Pantene, 3 of their different brands, is going to be at the Sea Island Signature Salon on this coming Friday. Their brand ambassador is going to be there. They're going to give out tons and tons of samples of their products, and anyone who get their hair done, they're going to give you discounts to get your hair done using the Pantene Relax and Natural. So that's going to take place this Friday at the Sea Island Signature Salon, 705 Florida Avenue. If you follow me on Twitter, which is at the Sea Island Morning, if you follow me on Facebook, Chet Beauty King Bennett, if you follow me on Instagram, Chet Beauty King Bennett, I'll be posting all of that this week. But this coming Friday, November the 7th, the brand ambassador for Pantene will be at the Sea Island Signature Salon giving away tons and tons of free gifts this weekend on this coming Friday, and they're doing a $5 off on any service that you're going to receive using the Pantene product. So we're excited about that.
Yeah.
And I just let everybody know that, at the Sea Island Signature Salon, Sea Island Morning Show, the Bennett Career Institute, I believe that we're blessed and highly favored, and so many people get in contact with us to figure out how can they team up with what we do. All of this is for my wonderful listeners. So if you're listening to me and you normally may not get your hair done, or you may get your hair done, you may do it yourself, what have you, come out Friday, get you some gifts, talk to the people at Pantene, find out what they're doing. All of that's going to take place this Friday at the Sea Island Signature Salon with Pantene products. Also, this coming Sunday, everybody say Sunday.
Sunday.
Everybody say Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh my God, that trendy Lindy. I'm about to get her in just 1 second. But listen, this coming Sunday, everyone, this coming Sunday is the Healthy Hair Care Challenge Social. So all of my listeners who have already been in and they've already started the Healthy Hair Care Challenge this Sunday from 5 to 8 at the Sea Island Signature Salon. Yours truly has cooking. I'm having plenty of food. We're having drinks. And we're also going to have gifts and prizes, and we're going to be talking to everyone. We're going to get updates from them. If you are part of the Healthy Hair Care Challenge, you have to wear your T-shirt to the social on this coming Sunday from 5 until 8 p.m. We're going to be announcing that all throughout, but it's from 5 to 8. You get to meet Trendy. Trendy better make an appearance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, at least I can still go to church.
Yeah, because it's from 5 to 8, so you can meet Trendy. She can be the one over at the food table. And Kelly, you're supposed to laugh. See how you on Trendy side.
That wasn't right.
Oh,
That
she
was
your
not
ride. Okay, Kelly said she's her ride, so she knew not to laugh. Okay, so they're going to be teaming up. Listen, I have to tell y'all about Trendy, but listen.
They've been smoking.
Yeah, they've been smoking weed. Everybody, our topic today, Puff Puff Pass. Should we legalize marijuana? We're just waiting for you to call 1-800-450-7876. I want to know, do you think that should we legalize marijuana? I also want to know, why are we forcing people to go out and vote when this is something that we should be proud to do? So I'm waiting for you to call me, 1-800-450-7876. So listen, our Healthy Hair Care Challenge Social is this coming Sunday from 5 to 8. Not only am I looking for Glenda Jackson, Antoinette, Miss there's so many of them. Not only am I looking for all of my ladies to come out who already registered, but also any of you that would like to have healthy hair. You need to call an RSVP because I'm only cooking for 30 people now. You need to call me at the school, the Bennett Career Institute, 202-526-1400, extension 19, if you want to come out to the social. If this is your first time hearing about it, and you want healthy hair, just come out and hear what I'm going to be talking about. Come out and hear what we're saying about healthy hair. So this coming Sunday is the Healthy Hair Care Social. So remember, everybody, all the listeners, there's two things going on this week. Friday is the Pantene. The brand ambassador is going to be at the Sea Island Signature Salon, 705 Florida Avenue, giving away lots of prizes and gifts and products. And then we also giving a $5 discount for anybody who may want the service, but we must use the Pantene products on you so you can try it out. That is this coming Friday. This coming Sunday from 5 to 8 at the same location, 705 Florida Avenue, is the Healthy Hair Care Challenge. We should, Trendy, you should invite all your team at the MLK location to come out and be a part. If they want to start doing it at that location as well, they need to come out to the Healthy Hair Care Challenge Social. Food, drinks, and some good education. You need to wear your T-shirts. We're also going to be measuring your hair for those who've been on it now for 30 days. We want to measure your hair and see if we see any hair growth. So if you know anybody out there that want their hair to grow, they want their hair to be healthy, this coming Sunday from 5 to 8, I'll be announcing it all week on Facebook as well as on all of the social media channels. So let's go to Willow in the city, and then I got to tell you about how I blessed Trendy this weekend, and she is just disrespectful, listeners.
See, Alan.
So I got to tell you about.
You're going to let me air all of my feelings on the air, because you know we going to go there. Don't do it, sir.
The only thing I'm going to say
is
it
later
puff,
during
puff,
commercials.
puff.
Let's not go there, sir.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Good morning, Willow.
Hey, wait a minute, Willow.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
Willow.
morning,
I
Willow.
have a bone to pick with you, Willow. I did not hear from you last week, Willow.
I told y'all I was going to be in Mexico.
Okay. Because I missed you. I'm sorry. I was in my feelings a little bit.
Actually, at the time of the show, I was actually going through customs. So, you can't use your phone.
Okay.
So I didn't want to get stuck over there.
But I'm so used to you being in the burbs, the city, the woods. You contact us wherever you are. So I was used to that. And, not hearing from you, I'm like, well, what's happening? Just because, see, Alan isn't on the show. I was feeling it. I was getting a little. Okay. But I'm happy. I'm back now.
I didn't even know he wasn't there. So
I
it
know.
wasn't nothing personal. Willow was out of the country.
Okay, very good. I can woo-saw and I can bring it back in now. I'm good. Okay, go for it, Willow. Good morning.
I didn't know that Capitol Hill was out of the country.
Let me tell you something. Mr. Bennett is really, I'm telling you, Steve Allen is really building up some stuff amongst us all, if I must say so myself. But anyway, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sweetie.
Hey, Willow, I'm going to let you do your thing.
Yes,
Willow, let me say this, and this is why I'm bumping Trendy and putting you as my top woman, because I'm going to tell you why, because you text me all yesterday, started early on to make sure that I was okay, to make sure I was all right. Trendy Lindy, I blessed her with a 50-some-inch TV, and she didn't even say thank you, but we're going to talk about that. Go ahead, Willow. This is Willow time. This is Willow's time. Go ahead, Willow.
Okay, so anyway, I've been sharing some great information with you guys about some beauty tips for your skin, especially going into this winter month for your hair and skin, actually. But as promised, I'm following up and giving you some more of the information as we ran out of time. So I hope you have your pens and paper ready. Okay? So today we're going to be talking about, again, scrubs that you can use that are all plant-based ingredients. These are ingredients that are probably found in your kitchen already. And I've already shared a couple with you, but I found one that was pretty interesting that I didn't know about. So I picked something from an article today, and I want to share it with you. I found a few that I've never heard of, actually, like I said, and they're very educational and interesting. So, cocoa. It's called the raw cocoa face mask. Caco. Is that how you say it? C-A-C-A-O. The raw cocoa face mask. According to the article, the caffeine that's found in it is your friend when you put it on your face. The caffeine from the raw cocoa tightens your skin, and the cocoa itself has skin-friendly antioxidants. Okay? The mask also contains ground oats, which helps to scrub away the dead skin cells, and it helps the skin to retain moisture. It also contains the lemon juice and agave nectar. Now, we already talked about the lemon being high in vitamin C and the citric acid having its exfoliating effect. But the agave also is a great moisturizer, and it also aids in holding all the ingredients together. So what you do, with that being said, the ingredients for the super mask is the raw cocoa powder, the organic oats ground in a blender or a coffee grinder, the juice from half a lemon, and the raw agave. You combine the equal amounts of ground oats and cocoa powder in a bowl. You mix in the juice from the half a lemon and enough agave nectar to make a paste, and then you apply it to your face, to your clean face, already previously clean face, and gently scrub all the areas of your face. You can even use it on your neck. All you got to do after that is chill out for about 20 minutes. It recommends that you drink a cup of tea, go meditate or something like that, and try not to lick your face. And then once the mask is dried, wash it off with warm water, and you should find a tight, glowing, and radiant face. You can, after that, just follow it up with applying your favorite moisturizer. Those of you who like natural things like me, it is highly recommended. The extra virgin coconut oil is a great moisturizer for the skin. Okay, so now for more health and beauty tips from Willow in the City, be sure to tune every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock to the Willow Vision Radio Show at www.WLVSradio.com. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, and you can tweet us at Willow Vision. This is Willow in the City signing off until next week with your beauty tip clip.
All right, that's very good. And right back after these messages.
1450 WOL.
Good morning. This WOL traffic update is brought to you by CompareNow.com. On the southbound Baltimore-Washington Parkway, very slow right now trying to get into town. There's a work zone after 410 before 450 that has the left lane closed, very slowed down. From the Beltway, outbound Suitland Parkway, they're working after 295 before First Sterling Avenue in the left lane. Everyone needs car insurance, so get yours on CompareNow.com. Put in your information and multiple quotes come up. Get real, unbiased car insurance comparisons today on CompareNow.com. Traffic also brought to you by Farmers Insurance. For your WOL weather forecast for today, it's going to be a mix of clouds and sun and a high around 62 for tonight. A few clouds down to 43. Tomorrow, a little bit warmer, high near 70 degrees with a few clouds also. Know the gaps in your insurance by calling your local Farmers agent, 888-96-FARMERS. Steve Hirschhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone. We're back here live. And I tell you, it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Well, Trendy, what's so funny?
I rolled my eyes at you at the back of your head.
Okay, and you see, audience, what happens. You see
how honest I am.
You see how that works. You see how I'm being tortured here in the studio. But it's not a problem. Today, everyone, we're talking about the legalization of marijuana. Again, for those of you, I didn't give out the number. For those of you who would like, if you know someone that is interested in having healthy hair, so far we have about 10 people in our group. I didn't really want any more than about 30 people to be in the group so we can really monitor them, so we can have real results. If you're interested in, now many of you, you can pretend like, because I don't know exactly who you were, but there were several people who made appointments and never showed up. I had to go off on you last week, but I don't know who they are because you made them with the receptionist. So don't be afraid not to come out, but you need to RSVP. So I need to know how much food we're making for the Healthy Hair Care Challenge Social. Basically, it is just an opportunity. It's not going to cost anybody any money. It's just an opportunity for all of our healthy hair care people who signed up to come out. Let us talk to each other. You get a chance to meet everybody. We can talk about hair issues, anything everybody want to talk about. And then I have food, I have drinks, and then I just want to share with you some things like winterizing your hair is what we're going to be talking about. What are the things that we need to do? It doesn't cost anything to come to the Healthy Hair Care Challenge Social, where we want to talk about, I'm giving everybody a gift this weekend. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but all my Healthy Hair Care people who signed up is going to get a little present from me. You're going to be able to taste Sea Island's cooking. I'm also making my famous peach cobbler that everyone loves. I'm doing that. My famous jerk chicken that everyone loves. My lemon pepper chicken, all that kind of stuff. Just for enough of my little people that's coming out, 705 Florida Avenue. Anyway, to register for the social, it's 202-526-1400, extension 19. This is a good time for us to see Tyrone.
Yes.
This is a good time for us to see Dave. This is a good. It's the Sea Island Morning Show. Richard. It's the Sea Island Morning Show social that we're going to have for the Healthy Hair Care Challenge. All right, everyone, listen. Let's get busy. I'm waiting for you to call me, 1-800-450-7876. Now, before we even get to that, I got to go off on Trendy for just a moment. I'm sorry. We're here to talk about Washington, D.C. marijuana legalization. I just want to tell you, Alonzo, I'm not even talking to the ladies.
Tell it. If you say it, I'm going to let it
Alonzo, I'm talking to Alonzo, sweetie. Thank you. This is the Sea Island Morning Show, not Trendy Lindy Show.
It's Sea Island with Trendy. And also Kelly.
Alonzo.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
So,
and sometimes Lonzo.
Trendy foster son said to her, "Ma, you need a TV." So I told Trendy, one of our listeners who listens every week faithfully, Kelvin Cooper, and we love Kelvin Cooper over at the bank.
Yes, we do.
And Kelvin had a 55-inch TV just sitting in the dining room for about 6-7 months now. And he told me to come and get the TV so I can bless either the school or somebody with the television, Alonzo. 55-inch TV. So when Trendy said to me that her son told her she needs to get a television, I said, you know what, Trendy, listen to Alonzo. I said, Alonzo, you listen to me. I said,
Lonzo.
let me call Kelvin so Kelvin can bless you with that 55-inch TV that was supposed to come to me. It's supposed to come to my nephew. I know 100,000 people I could have given that TV to, but I said, let's give it to Trendy. Then,
Okay.
wait a minute, let
All
me
right.
finish. Then I even
Let me
had
jump in.
my guy, my electrician, to even go over there and
No,
help
you
assist.
gave me the number and made.
I even had.
He did help me.
And I even had a
You
way
gave-
for her.
you-
Can
you
I
always
finish, please?
find-
We
you
live on the
always
air. We
give
live
me-
on the air, please. So
Okay.
I had to be able to give her. I gave her a way where a guy can come and help her, take it to her house, and all of
You
that.
always hook me
So
up
this
with folks,
morning
sir.
we come into the studio, Kelvin Cooper, because I know you listening. We come into the studio, and I said, "Did you tell Kelly?" I said, Linda, did you tell Kelly about how I blessed you with the television? You ain't blessed me with no TV. You ain't give me no
blessed
TV,
me.
but it was by
But
Kelvin.
it was you who
I was the
listen,
vehicle,
but
because if
let's go back, y'all. Let's for a few minutes. I have to tell y'all
Trendy,
how.
I'm
how,
trying to
see,
talk
no,
about puff,
we,
puff, puff.
No, we know we're not gonna puff yet. We're gonna puff in a second. But I have to tell y'all, my birthday was in. Look, Lonzo said we all need a hit right now. I've never had a hit, sir. We will not be having hits. But anyway, my birthday was in August. Mr. C. Allen, really, y'all, he hurt me, and we shouldn't be talking about this right now. But since he went there, I broke my television. It just slipped off, and I broke it. It fell. So after that, I didn't have television, which I don't watch TV anyway. So I just got a foster child. My foster child said, "Mom, we got to get a television." Now, men need TV. And I'm like, all right, it was just me at first. I got to get a TV. So I was telling C. Allen, my son said, I need a television. I have to make this happen.
Right.
But back in August, I told C. Allen, if you want to get me a gift for my birthday, get me a gift card because I need to get another television. So C. Allen had this huge, I believe it's a 40 or 50-inch television sitting in a corner he never even opened in his house, right?
Okay.
He said, I love that Trendy. That's my girl. Trendy, my girl. I'm going to bless her with that television for her birthday. I didn't know this, but he told me after the fact. So then he ran across the receipt, saw that the television cost over $1,100. He said, oh, no. I ain't giving Trendy no television that costs $1,100. So then he comes into the office on the next day and said, Trendy, have a seat, boo. And then he said, listen to this. I'm going to tell you since it ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen, but I'm going to tell you anyway. He said, I was going to bless you with this big TV I still got in the box in the corner of my house. I was going to bless you with that for your birthday. But when I ran across the receipt, I said, I ain't giving Trendy nothing for no $1,100. He said, so boo-boo, you will not be getting that. You're going to have to go to H.H. Gregg and get you a 13-inch for $99 because I'm not giving you no 50-inch for $1,100, and it bruised me so bad because I'm like, well, sir, I'm worth $1,100.
Why are you rattling on? Can we
I'm
get
worth
to the topic
It
of the
hurt
of the
me
day?
though, sir, that you didn't think I was worth that, and you
So
know
that's
I'm worth
so
that.
that's why you said that I didn't bless you with that TV today.
Because you could have blessed me
'cause hurt
long
people
time.
hurt people.
No, you could have blessed me long time ago, and you chose not to. We millionaires. It just haven't manifested yet. And I'm like,
We
a little
have 13
petty,
hours,
a little petty
35
$1,100.
minutes, and 52 seconds until election day. I'm urging all of you to get out
So mean
and vote.
at times.
One of the things that is
You
important
see how he
about
did
getting
that?
out and voting
You see that, Lonzo?
is the fact that there is an initiative on the ballot.
Lonzo is cracking up.
A Washington, D.C. marijuana legislation, Initiative 71. That's the ballot question that's on the November 4th, 2014 election ballot. Everyone knows that November 4th is when? Tomorrow. Thank you, ladies. It's tomorrow. For the voters here in the District of Columbia. So listen to me. The supporters called the initiative the legislation of home cultivation and possession of minimum amounts of marijuana for Personal Use Act 2014. Now, this measure seeks to fully legalize the possession and use of up to 2 ounces of marijuana and the possession and cultivation of up to 3 marijuana plants. So the city legislators approved a bill that decriminalized possession of small amounts of marijuana. Now, did you ladies know about that? Did you know that we already had a bill that was already approved? Did you know about that?
No, not
Okay.
that it was approved.
All right, well, let me tell you. Tommy Wells of Ward 6, he sponsored a bill called the Marijuana Decriminalization Bill, which reduced the maximum penalty for possession of an ounce of marijuana from 6 months and $1,000 fine to now just $25 trendy for possession and $100 fine if you are doing it in public. And this comes with no jail time. Now, that bill was given final approval. I think that went to the council. It was approved on March the 4th, 2014. Now, if this bill passes, of course, if this bill, the DCMJ 2014 bill, will supersede the bill that we just passed. Now, my question, and one of the things that we have to talk about, and I'm waiting for my callers to call in, what we have to talk about is the issue of race. Mm-hmm. The issue of race, because a lot of supporters, a lot of people who support Initiative 71 says, as well as for discrimination, was fueled by reports of an inordinate number of arrests of African Americans, especially young black men. And they were arrested for marijuana possession and use. Now, while surveys show equal or higher use of marijuana by white people, a fairly large majority of marijuana-related arrests were made on black people. Supporters say that the Initiative 71 will end this arena for racism. So you got to think now. You have to think, I was just over to the jail for a corporate meeting. You know, I have a contract there. And when I looked into where education is set up, when you look down, you see the gymnasium where all the guys out there playing. I saw 98% African Americans. When I sit down and talk to those guys, a lot of them have been locked up short term for possession of marijuana. We know, and we was just talking a second ago about, we know that white folk smoke just as much marijuana as we do, but do they get arrested? I was telling Kelly, I was telling to a client that about 3 weeks ago, I don't know what weekend, what holiday weekend it was, I don't know, but there was a fraternity party that was going on in the house behind my house, and it was so much marijuana that it was reeking. So much marijuana that it was reeking through, coming into my house. And when I looked out back, I said, oh my God. And the sad part about it is that sometimes we stereotype ourselves, because I said, look, now I know them black folk better not be in my garage area smoking that marijuana. And I went out there with my bat in my hand and bet.
Okay.
B-A-T.
Okay.
I went out there with a bat in my hand, and come to find out it was about 50 to 70 Caucasian people right behind me in the house right behind mine, and they were lighting up the whole block. Not one time did the police officer come and they stay on the block. Not one time did they come. Not one time did they say anything. And, you know, so at the end of the day, when you look in the jail, you see a lot of black folk. When you look around, you see that other races are doing the same thing, but disproportionately, we are being arrested. I want to hear from you this morning, 1-800-450-7876. I want to know, what is your thought on Proposition 71. So I want to go into it a little more, because I want you to understand what's going to be placed on the bill. Now, the crazy thing about it, everybody, is that, you know, there's still a possibility that Congress can
overturn it?
Yeah, there's a possibility that Congress can be like, you know what, we really don't care about what the voters of the district say. We're going to do what we want to do. And it's kind of crazy because, you know, it's the what Congress, the power that they have over the DC voters. And there was a time before, and we're going to talk about that after the break, like the budget autonomy ballot question approved by city voters in 2013. Congress came back and they had overridden that, you know, and they still have control of the city budget. So I want to hear from you. I need you to call me now, 1-800-450-7876. Do you agree with legalization of marijuana? If so, why? Call me now. This is C. Allen in the Morning. We'll be right back after these messages.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
This report brought to you by Heritage for the Blind. To be a star, donate your car to Heritage for the Blind. Call 1-800-DONATE-CARS or 1-800-446-1234. A 1-month-old child has died, murdered, police say. The boy was found conscious yesterday morning on Trenton Place Southeast and died at a hospital. The medical examiner says Rashawn Brown died of multiple blunt force injuries. The National Transportation Safety Board is out with some details on a mid-air collision last month in Frederick.
The preliminary report by the NTSB doesn't lay blame or give a cause for the crash between a helicopter and a small plane October 23rd near the Frederick airport. According to the Frederick News Post, the report says the plane was cleared to land about a minute before the helicopter was cleared for takeoff. A few minutes later, the two collided, killing 3 people in the helicopter. No one in the plane was seriously hurt. A full report should be out sometime next year. I'm Mike Fortier.
Nurses at one D.C. hospital say they're planning a one-day strike to protest what they say is a lack of training for treating Ebola patients. The nurses at Providence Hospital say they're being asked to care for one patient who might have the virus, but they say they don't have protective equipment and training. The strike is scheduled for next week. The nurses also say there are staffing and pay issues at Providence Hospital as well. The Vikings held on for a 29-26 win over the Redskins. Quarterback Robert Griffin says he didn't get it done at the end of the game.
You get a one drive to win the game. That's what you want to be able to go do for your team. So personally looking at the game, and I haven't even watched the film yet, but I put that on my shoulders because I didn't get it done at the end of the game. So say what you want about any other. The way I look at it is I could have played better to help us win there at the end.
The Steelers beat the Ravens 43-23. This report brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Know the gaps in your insurance. Call your local Farmers agent at 888-96-FARMERS. 888-96-FARMERS. I'm John Lewis. When you're looking for news from Black America, go to newsone.com.
News Talk 1450 WOLAM, where information is power.
All right, everyone, we're back here live. Welcome again to the Sea Island Morning Show. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about voting on tomorrow. We're talking about one of the things that's on the ballot is the legalization of marijuana. And when we talk about we were just talking about Congress before we went to break. And,
I have a question about that, Sea Island. Do you think that plays a part in people not being so committed or going out to vote because Congress can override the decision anyway?
Well, the thing is that when we talk about going out to vote, it is about having a voice. We don't know what may happen. We have to do our part. You just can't say, hey, they're going to close the road anyway, so why not travel down that road?
Makes sense.
So it's a situation where what has to happen is that we have to, our voice must be heard regardless. So listen to me. Now, both the enacted decriminalization bill as well as the Initiative 71 have been targeted by critics at the federal level. Now, ultimately, the U.S. Congress claims control over laws in the nation's capital and have historically been eager to assert this authority with regard to, autonomy for Washington, D.C. Now, this goes into the example. The budget autonomy ballot, question approved by city voters in 2013. The voters went to the polls and said that we want to be in control of the district's money. Now, what happened was Congress override that. So Congress still have a say in the district's money. Now, considering marijuana consumption is illegal according to federal law, Congress will likely be especially opposed to a measure that puts the capital's law in conflict with the federal drug enforcement policy. Did you hear what I said, Callie?
Yes.
Let me say it again. Now, because considering that marijuana consumption is illegal according to the federal law,
Federal law.
that means that Congress is going to be opposed to any kind of measure that we vote for on tomorrow to make it legal because it's going to conflict with federal drug enforcement policies. And part of the federal drug enforcement policies is to put you black folk behind the bars if you have the green tree in your pocket.
That's an easy way.
Today, everybody, we're talking about Puff Puff Pass. We're talking about marijuana today. Now, I'm assuming that most of y'all quiet today, and that's why the phone isn't ringing, because either you don't know anything about marijuana, because Trendy had the nerve to ask me during the commercial, well, what is marijuana and what does it do?
I wanted to know.
The hell is going on? She gonna ask me, Kelly, well, what is... So that must be like... Can I finish, please? That must be like my older seniors who are listening now trying to figure out, well, what is the mess Sea Island talking about? Well, let me say it so y'all can understand. Herb. Alonzo, you older. Give me some other names for it.
Pot.
White boy.
Herb. Loud.
I said pot.
Pot. No, we don't say pot, Trendy. We say reefer. Reefer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, reefer. All of that kind of stuff. So listen, election laws does not allow a citizen. This is good. Listen to me. Election laws does not allow a citizen initiative to mandate the expenditure of city funds. This forces Initiative 71 to avoid addressing the regulation and legalization of the marijuana sales. This is what Kelly was talking about. Since a regulatory system would require substantial city expenditure, thus, Initiative 71 simply legalizes possession and personal cultivation. The initiative demands that the city council design and pass an ordinance to establish regulations on marijuana retail and enforcement of such regulations. And that is what Kelly was asking me during the break. Her and Trendy wanted to know, so what does this mean when we pass it or when we vote for it? Does that mean we can smoke it like a cigarette? Can we walk down the street? What is it that we can do? How can we buy it? Now, are we going to dismantle all of the drug cartels that is making hand over fist with the marijuana trade? This is why the regulations, one, a lot of people, some people are against it because the bill doesn't define what is going. It's going to leave it up to the city council now to define how we're going to legalize possessions, the personal cultivation. How are we going to design what is going to be the regulatory system? How are we going to understand what are going to be the enforcements of such regulations? All of these things is what once we believe that is going to be passed, because it's just, I read a poll. Listen to this. There was a poll. Washington, D.C. marijuana legalization. There was a poll that said in January the 12th, 2014, 63% of D.C. residents supported, 34% opposed it. Now, that was the legalization. Now, they did another poll September 14 through September 16, Washington Post, 63% again said they support, 34% said that they oppose of the legalization. Now, the decriminalization, 47% supported it, 41% opposed it. So let's go to the phone lines. You see we have John on the line. John, talk to me. Welcome to the Sea Island Morning Show.
Thank you. Thank you for taking my call. My name is John Cheeks. I'm running for the chairman of the District of Columbia as an independent candidate.
Oh, very good.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I'm the guy that's pushing for a public trust and safety check of our executive elected officials, such as mayor, chairman, council members, that we all take a mandatory drug test.
Okay.
Well, since Prop 71 has popped up, agenda is to protect the people of D.C. We can't have our...
John? Oh, John, you got to call back. Oh, my God.
Got to. I wanted to hear that.
John, call us back. We lost the call because I definitely want to hear what John has to say because that was very interesting. All right, so let's continue until John calls us back. So today, everyone, we are talking, we're talking about getting out the vote. And tomorrow on the ballot is Proposition 71. And let me just kind of go over the ballot summary for Initiative 71 until John calls back. John said he's running for office here in the district. We want to hear from him, and thank him for listening. Now, ballot summary for Initiative 71, Trendy. It says that this initiative, if passed, are you listening, Kelly? It's going to make it lawful under District of Columbia law for a person 21 years or older to possess up to 2 ounces of marijuana for personal use, grow no more than 6 cannabis plants with 3 or fewer being mature flowering plants within the person's principal residence, transfer without payment but not sell up to 1 ounce of marijuana to another person 21 years or older, and use or sell drug paraphernalia for the use of growing and processing of marijuana or cannabis. Now, that is like a summary of the ballot. So let's go back to John. John, talk to me. So you said that now who you want to take a drug test now?
We all have to be accountable. The mayor, myself, when I'm elected as your chairman, the council members, as well as the attorney general and the inspector general of D.C. We can't authorize Prop 71 without a public interest and safety check for the people. It would be devastating.
Okay, so wait a minute, John. Wait a minute, I'm kind of confused. So now tell me now, what is the, if they're going to make this, let's say it's going to be legal, what is the purpose of the mayor, yourself, and everyone else? What is the purpose of them taking a drug test?
Well, the purpose is to assure public safety and public trust. It's not ethics, it's public safety. I can't have anyone leading the citizens and residents of the District of Columbia high. That's dangerous.
Okay.
That's dangerous. I don't care if you're the president of the United States. You're not going to lead me high.
Okay, so let me...
and the people of the city.
So let me ask you this question. So now, are you for or against Initiative 71?
I'm against it. It kills the actual people who are trying to uplift themselves out of poverty. How are you going to get a job? Who's going to hire you? You know, the jobs that once didn't give you drug tests will now give you drug tests because of the insurance casualty rate here. It could go many different areas.
I got you, John. So listen, then, what about all of the? Now, I have a lot of listeners who are tweeting and Facebooking and all that kind of stuff, and some of the things that are popping up is, so what is your idea about alcohol? Because they're saying some of the listeners are saying that if they're going to legalize marijuana, it should be in the same class as if you're going to be drinking alcohol. So
we have safety measures in check right now for anyone that kind of sort of under the influence of too much alcohol. You give them a breathalyzer. You know, and if you can't pass your breathalyzer, as you know what happens when you're pulled over, you'll either you'll be arrested or you will either be removed from your vehicle. You know, alcohol has the same effect, if not a more dangerous effect on the body. One can argue.
So
but here, we've been fighting the drug epidemic in our black community so long. You know, especially in Washington, D.C., where you will remove people out of Berry Farms for using drugs, or Greenfield or Greenleaf or Garfield for using drugs. And we have elected officials right now inside of the district that I have to stand up to and say, take the test. If you fail, you go. The public can no longer afford to pay for you and your habit.
Okay, so John, do me a favor. We got to go to commercial break. Hold the line, but let me just ask you this question so you can think about it during the time we're on break. Now, why do you feel that so many people are overwhelmingly supporting the bill? According to Washington Post, who's against it, is saying that 63% of the people in the district is supporting legalization. Hold that thought. And we got to go to commercial. And when we come back, we're going to hear back from John. This is C. Allen in the Morning. We'll be right back after these messages.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning. This WOL traffic update is brought to you by Maryland Live Casino. Anacostia Drive blocked for another half hour between Pennsylvania Avenue and Good Hope Road for the 5K race, scheduled to open at 11. Southbound on the Baltimore-Washington Parkway, it was a construction in the left lane after 410 before 450, slowing you down from 193 before the Beltway. Accident was reported on Eastern Avenue at Rhode Island Avenue. Pick the winners every week for your chance to win during the $1 million football challenge at Live Casino. Visit MarylandLiveCasino.com for details. At Arundel Mills must be 21. Your WOL weather forecast brought to you by Leidos. For today, a mix of clouds and sun, a high near 62, a few passing clouds overnight down to 43. Tomorrow, partly cloudy day and a little bit milder, high near 70. Leidos has a 44-year legacy of tackling the hardest technical and scientific challenges facing our world. They give their customers the freedom to think forward. Visit Leidos.com. Steve Hirshhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone, we're back here live here on the C. Allen Morning Show. If you're just tuning in, let me give you the numbers, 1-800-450-7876. And this is a part two, the part one. And I'm so glad that John called in, because part one, everyone who was calling in saying that there was nothing wrong with the legalization of marijuana. So we finally have someone that's calling in saying that they are against it. So we're so happy that John was listening and called in. John, tell us again your name and what are you running for, and then let's go into my question.
My name is John Cheeks. I'm an independent. I'm running for the chairman of the District of Columbia.
Okay, very good. All right, so John Cheeks, so talk to us about why do you feel that so many people in 2014 are supporting the legalization of marijuana?
The ones who are really hardline supporters of it are the ones who are financially stable, who do not depend on a job, who have housing that's paid for, and pretty much, have their own access to the American dream. But I totally know the ones who don't have right now. Would much rather prefer $100,000 a year with a home and a car, and children who are fed properly, and everything else other than 2 pounds of marijuana a year to smoke up and be left with the burden of the taxpayer to pay for their addiction. I mean, it doesn't add up. And for Prop 71 to come to D.C., it's no more than a stunt to displace 20,000 of our people plus out of the city. And it's a very cruel, mean, and evil tactic to use. With Prop 71, what else happens? Is it okay for you to smoke crack or snort cocaine on the job? One could argue that's okay. Okay? It purely goes into the state of mind that you are in. And our people, when I say our people, our Afro-American people, descendants of slaves, we have to understand it's about money. It's not about marijuana. We don't need marijuana. We need money. And many of them have not been told that. Marijuana is not going to put $1 in your pocket. It's going to take your life away from you. At this point in juncture in this city, it's going to remove you out of housing. It's going to eliminate you from, I don't care if you have 10 degrees. If you come up positive with marijuana, you will not be hired or employed by anyone because of the insurance companies will, I should say, mandate tight regulations on all of our companies.
Okay, so John, are you proposing this to happen, or do you believe that if this passes, that they're going to automatically start demanding more drug tests in places?
Yes, it will happen. I know that for a fact. I've sat with some of your larger insurance carriers or companies who carry insurance companies, they're not going to take they're not going to absorb the injury of anyone being on drugs, working. Whereas if we had jobs that would probably not test you for marijuana or drug use, we'll have to do it now. Or else you'll see a lot of companies closing up and moving out of the district because of the strict insurance requirements.
Okay, Kelly, you had a question for John?
I had a question. Well, like I just wanted him to make a clarification. So what you're saying is that the people in higher places who would like to see a change in the area, meaning they would want to see more maybe whites in a certain area, they are proposing, they are going along with 71 to get people who are impoverished out of the city. You think that's another tactic for them to move blacks out of the city, is what you're saying?
Yes, that's your vehicle, along with your council members in there who are currently enjoying the use of drugs. I mean, there's others besides one that we know of who enjoy that. And they are absolutely fearful of me being elected as your chairman and spotlighting them and firing them from that council. See, I'm about empowering people. I'm not about taking down people. I'm not a sheriff. I'm a general. If you cannot follow orders, you must go. And I will not let you leave anyone in the District of Columbia high. It's too risky. It's too dangerous. And it creates an atmosphere such as what we have right now, voting on, is it okay to smoke marijuana? It's not okay. When we have lots of financial and social and economic problems here. It's an order that really should not even ever have appeared on the ballot.
Okay, Will, I have another question then, Will. Okay, so also, at times or often enough that our young black men are penalized for having small amounts and disproportionately put in prison for having just small amounts. I mean, how do you balance that out as opposed to you saying? I mean,
here's how we address that issue.
Okay.
I'm glad you brought it up. We have to check our judicial system. We have to check them. Okay. I'm not going to have a judge sit behind the bench who's high and who's going to throw someone in jail for either alleging being high or carrying a few pounds of marijuana or a cigarette of marijuana on them. That's happened too. See, we have a lot of ills that's going on in this city to remove people out, okay, without a cause and without a purpose. We must end the do as I say, not as I do, I should say, society.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, Trinity, you had something for John? Okay. Well, John, so listen. So now, what is your thought on the people? One of the listeners wrote, it's a whole lot of, they got a whole lot of stuff for you, but we won't hold you too long. One of the listeners wrote that, what is your take on people who need marijuana for their health issues?
I'm completely on board with that. I am completely on board with that. But I'm not on board with you using marijuana to move out my people out of the city. Okay? I'm not on board with that. I'm on board with medical use. I'm fully on board with that. I've seen the benefits of people who can't take pills because of the strength of the pill could cause ulcers in their stomach. I've seen that. I've sat and spoken to medical experts who say, yes, marijuana is a good drug or sedative to use if in event you can't take certain types of pills. So I'm on board with it. I'm just not on board with the I should say hidden agenda to ignite people to use it and then test them and kick them out of the city.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then, John, do you where are you getting like some of your philosophies from? Because a lot of the listeners are saying that there isn't anything that shows that marijuana is bad for you.
It's not bad for you, but it impairs your judgment. If you're working, if you're driving, would you take a surgeon to operate on you that's high on marijuana? Huh?
Absolutely not.
No.
But then you have.
I'm asking you. Would you
Oh,
do
of
that?
course not.
No,
Of course
thank
not.
you.
All right,
no, thank
then.
you.
But when you pass the law in the District of Columbia, that surgeon or either, let's go to our police force.
Mm-hmm.
They can smoke a joint, pull you over, and have the gun and the badge on their side. Okay? So we have to put what's called a public safety check in effect immediately.
Okay, so John, now if you look at the ballot summary, and if you look at the ballot summary, everything that they're talking about is for personal use. So you believe that the personal use is going to creep into the workplace, is going to creep into church life, is going to creep into social. So you think that I'm asking, do you feel that the personal use for them to grow it in their houses and have up to 2 ounces, you saying that it's going to go beyond that?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. We're not even looking at the legalization of it now. And I'd like for you to take a look at some of our areas that are kind of sort of behind suffering. Look at Ward 8. Look at Ward 7. Mm-hmm. Look at half of Ward 5. Okay, those people were once proud people. Okay? We have to restore some of that back in them. And a marijuana stick isn't going to do it, especially with our youth.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. This is John Cheeks, the chairman. He's running for chairman, independent for the city council. And I thank you for sharing that, because that you're the first person who came up with something besides Trendy. Trendy is the only one that have been having an issue, and you came up with that. So we thank you for listening to the show. We want you to keep listening. Okay, John?
Mr. Cheeks, how can we find out more information about you and things like that?
Well, you need to go on electcheeks.com. Okay. Electcheeks.com. You can go to the 15-point agenda. It will outline the benefits of staying away, as far as once I'm your chairman, and how I will empower you financially as well as socially. You know, both has to be done. Marijuana will not empower anyone in D.C. except for the rich who can afford to use it.
Okay.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Dave, and then we're going to hit Rashawn. Let's go to Dave. Dave, talk to me this morning.
Oh, I'm going to talk to you, all right.
Good morning, Dave.
Good morning.
Okay, so Dave, do you agree with John Cheeks running for chairman? Do you agree with him?
As far as I think he said he wanted to make marijuana illegal. Was that his?
No, he was saying that he does not.
He's opposed
to Proposition 71. That's what we're talking about. Today's topic: puff puff. Pass. Do you believe that marijuana should be legal in the District of Columbia? We have a little under, we have 13 hours, 1 minute, and 22 seconds before Election Day. Talk to me, Dave.
Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm like Leon Spinks. I ain't got nothing to lose around here. Now, first of all, my people have to realize that this law that's getting ready to get passed, it's going to get passed because it's not for us. It's for the regentrification of folks that have moved back to Washington. And number two, white folks are the main ones that know how to grow it. So all I'm saying is, if anybody out there smoke marijuana, you better get yourself some white friends, because they can show you how to grow it. Then you ain't got to buy it no more. And that's keeping it real. And then not only that, y'all know the reason why they want to get it passed is because when white folks get caught out there with it, it won't have to go on their record. The officer probably can just write him up a little ticket, and he'll be on his way. That's the way the game works. And as far as, and if that law is going to apply for them, then the law going to have to apply for those who smoke. If the police catch you, they're supposed to give you a ticket, and it's not supposed to go on your record. Not supposed to. That's why they passing it. To keep a lot of people from being in jail, because they feel like they spending billions of dollars a year to keep a man in jail for a bag of weed.
Okay, listen, I want you to hold the line, Dave, because I got two questions for you, but we got to go to commercial break. So we got Dave on hold and Rashawn. Call us now, 1-800-450-7876. We'll be right back after these messages.
1450 WOL.
All children should have access to a high-quality education, no matter their background. That's the promise of Common Core state standards. With the equitable implementation of Common Core, students from all walks of life have a fair chance to go as far as they aspire. When that happens, everybody wins. This is Mark Morial of the National Urban League, reminding you that Common Core state standards put our children first. To learn more, visit putourchildrenfirst.org.
This is an important announcement for anyone with a student loan who is having trouble making their monthly payments. Pay attention. There is a special toll-free hotline that has been set up especially for you. Grab a pen and take down this number or put it in your cell phone. But call 1-800-956-5432. When you call the National Student Loan Relief Hotline, you will get free information. Free information to help you resolve the overwhelming financial burden of an ongoing endless student loan. If you are behind, late on payments, or even in default on your student loan, the National Student Loan Relief Hotline can help you. You may also be able to cut your payments in half right away. The National Student Loan Relief Hotline can also stop the harassing phone calls, wage garnishments, and even remove tax liens. But you have to call 1-800-956-5432. The National Student Loan Relief Partner Companies have helped thousands of people just like you fix their student loan problem. Call 1-800-956-5432 for free information today. That's 1-800-956-5432.
The views and opinions of the following show do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of News Talk 1450 WOL, Radio 1 Incorporated, or their management.
All right, everyone, we're back here live. I'm telling you, it is hot in this studio today, baby. All right, let's go back to Dave. Dave, good morning. Now, listen, if you're just listening to us, we're talking about Proposition 71, the legalization of marijuana. So, Dave, my first question to you is, do you believe that Proposition 71, piggybacking off of John Cheeks, do you believe that it is a way now for them to for the so-called man to keep us down even further, because now the brothers are really going to be out there smoking, and now they're going to come up with all of these laws from the insurance company to all kinds of places that now is going to really have the brothers not working at all. They may not be locked up because of weed, but they can't get a job, and now the disparity is at an all-time high level because marijuana is legal.
You know what? As far as keeping it real, it's you and me and your age group, or maybe about 10, 20 years younger. If you ain't got yourself together by now and you down, it's probably going to be hard to get back up now. We done already lost 1 or 2 generations of folks out here messing with marijuana and crack and heroin and even alcohol that mess people's lives up. That's a lot of people. Man, we 40 years behind time when it comes to drugs and alcohol now.
But you know what, Dave, is, you know what, it's kind of sad. We was talking in the studio on break just now, and we were thinking about, the first thing came to my mind was, I was when I first moved to Monroe Street, went to Clark Construction, trying to get them to go in with me on doing a Clark construction school on the 3rd floor of the building in the program, because I didn't think that I'm filled to capacity, but I didn't think that I would be filled to capacity. So I went to Clark not only seeking funding, but then to ask them about doing a construction school, here at 701 Road, right by the subway, because according to Clark, they use someplace out in Maryland, but Clark is the largest contractor here in the district. So I went to them about that, and do you know what he told me, Dave?
What he say?
He told me that most of the African Americans that they hire, most of the African American men that they hire, when they do random drug tests, they all out the door.
Oh, no.
Now the thing that we know about Hispanics love to drink, but they don't really smoke like that.
Right.
So what's happening is that we get mad. Pookie and Tyrone get mad when they go to the construction site and see all the Hispanics working, and they think that they're working because they're getting low wages. Oh, I almost started dancing off of that low.
Oh yeah, you did. I did
low
dropping it low and everything.
Low wages.
Lord help us.
So, but the reality of it is they can't keep their job because they can't stay clean.
Okay.
Okay, but check this out. Don't y'all get mad at little who? What's his name?
What you said, Dave?
Don't y'all get see how I'm saying? He's kind of mad at little Wayne and little Benny or something.
Pookie and them.
Pookie, don't get so mad at Pookie and them. Because let me tell you why. Just like Clark gave you all that crap, I also went to cement finishing school. And I'm one of these brothers out here that know where Clark get a lot of his workers from. And a lot of these Latinos and Mexicans, do you know the marijuana grows in Mexico? And a lot of these other
yes, sir.
Latino countries. So they smoke probably more marijuana than anybody else. They definitely be more drunker than everybody because you see them laying all up on the sidewalk up there on 14 Columbia Road.
Dave, I'm about to hang up on you.
And then not only on top of that, it's all about cheaper. Look, he's not paying everybody on the job top wage like he's supposed to. He's getting a lot of his worker on the side to save money, just like all these other corporations.
Okay, Dave. Okay, so this is my final question. We got to go to Rashawn. My final question to you is that what is the main reason for you to vote against Proposition 71? What's your main reason?
I guess my main reason is because if they're going to legalize alcohol and let people run around here behind the wheel and kill people and don't even do a day, then I can deal with a person that smoke marijuana because the only thing they want to do is turn the channel. Eat a bag of taste chips or something. All
right. That's good. Thank you so much, Dave, for calling in, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. All right, let's go to Rashawn. Rashawn, welcome to the Sea Island Morning Show. Today we're talking about Proposition 71. Should we legalize marijuana? Talk to me, Rashawn.
Good morning. I was calling mainly in response to a couple of comments that John Cheeks made.
Yes.
It just had me start to thinking, and I said, I wonder if most people are going to, or the majority of the people whom he stated would actually vote for Proposition 71 would be voting for it in favor, thinking that, there would not be, or the regulation of it would be less. Because on paper, it would seem that way, but we know that we live in a, financially driven country. So with that being said, the men who are now able to carry the 2 ounces of marijuana on them, I would hope that people wouldn't think that they would not be stopped, that the policing of it would be less. I think it's going to actually be increased, and over time it's actually going to cause more of an issue than less of the issue.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because one of the things that the funny thing about it was, everyone, is that, well, I don't know about Linda, but Kelly and we were all for Proposition 71 until John Cheeks called.
Indeed.
And once John Cheeks called, we started really now thinking that he started opening our eyes to a lot of things, to the bigger picture. So opposed to me thinking that I can go home after a hard day of work and hit a joint and go straight to sleep, he made us now start to focus on the younger ones that are already simple. And and the younger ones that are already simple, and if we having problems now, what is Congress going to come up with? What is the Department of Education now going to come up with? We already are supposed to be people are not supposed to be able to smoke marijuana and all of that, do drugs and have federal funding. So now what's going to happen with more people bringing up more regulations and more stipulations now that it is legal in the District of Columbia, or now that it would be legal in the District of Columbia. So then it started to make us think now, and one thing he said made a lot of sense. One thing he said make a lot of sense. For those of us who have money, only thing it does is make the party better. But what about little Tyrone and little George and little Peter and little Paul that can barely get their act together? And one of the things that Trendy was talking about, which she's going to talk about in a minute, is Trendy's going to talk about is how the people feel once they do that. You know how you feel when you drunk, you discombobulated.
Yes.
Something's going to happen. So now you're going to get some of the same effects, but you're going to think that you can handle it, and you're going to be out in the street. And now we're talking about you driving a car. Now we're talking about you operating a train. Now we're talking about you. So, of course, he made sense. They're going to come out with so much legislation that now it's going to really serve the person that's out there trying to get a hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
Wow.
Absolutely. And when you look at it, like I think it was Dave who likened it to the alcohol, and like you said, we have to think at one time in the country, alcohol was illegal.
Yes.
You know, and then when it became legal, there, along with that, came so many stipulations to regulate it. That's the same thing that's going to happen now. Marijuana is currently illegal, and then once we legalize, and we're going to say, oh, you know, you can have the 2 ounces and you can have it in your home for personal consumption, but then there's going to come along regulation to make sure that you only have the 2 ounces. So the average person may be thinking, oh, great, I can walk the city now with my little 2 ounces, but when the police officer still smells you as they walk by, they're going to stop you because they want to know, 9 times out of 10, you probably have more than 2 ounces.
Okay.
So it's not going to solve the people have to, the everyday person has to understand that it's not going to solve that problem.
So
it's
I
going to,
think
in the long term, create a bigger problem.
So one of the things, but one of the things that we have to address, and I wish we could have had John on the line for that, is that we still haven't talked about the issue with race and the prison system. So because Proposition
remain the same.
Because Proposition 71 is supposed to help the situation with so many people getting locked up. We have so many people getting locked up for 6 months because they had a little bit of weed on them and now they're gone. I know someone personally that had a little butt in his car from a joint, and he had 3 months in jail just because of the little butt that they saw in his car. So now with Proposition Initiative 71, he would get a ticket or something, or he may not even get anything, and we got to read over it again. But it's a situation where we will avoid all these people going to prison. So you don't see it as a positive thing because now we don't have to send them all to jail.
Yes, we're going to avoid sending everyone to prison, but you have to think about the average person. And see, that's where I think, John was kind of going. He said it's going to serve in a positive for some people, but in some people, for others, it's not. And I think we have to think about the others. The others are not going to put that little marijuana on a scale before they walk out the house and say, I have 1.9 ounces, so I'm under 2. They're going to take what they have. They're going to walk the street. And just as we're out in the public, and you can smell that person that walks by you, and you're like, my God, what is going on? That's the person that the officer is going to go after. And unfortunately, because our youth are the way that they are, and I hate to speak generally, but so many of them are, it's going to be a detriment to them. It's not going to help them.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to go to Tyrone. Well, thank you so much, Rashawn, for calling in. We appreciate you for listening to the Seattle Morning Show. All right, let's get Tyrone on the line. Tyrone, good morning. Welcome to the Seattle Morning Show.
Back. Good morning and welcome back.
Well, Tyrone, first, we got to go to break, Tyrone. Listen, I want you to hold that line because you're going to get it when I get back, because I was listening last week and you on the air acting like you C. Allen. You ain't no C. Allen, Tyrone. I'm going to get you when we get back on break, everybody. This is C. Allen Morning Show, 1450 AM WOL. We're talking about the legalization of marijuana. Puff, puff, pass. We'll be right back after these messages.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning. This WOL traffic update is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life. On outbound Suitland Parkway, there's going to be all this road work. At First Sterling Avenue, only the right lane is getting by, and then as you continue outbound at Alabama Avenue, and again at Naylor Road, right lane blocked 2 more times as you continue the outbound trip on Suitland Parkway. Inbound, everything is open. Naylor Road between Branch Avenue and Good Hope Road, construction there was in the right lane. Winston Churchill's words stir his country in the face of defeat. Today they inspire us to reach for our own victories. Commitment, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com. Now your WOL weather forecast brought to you by Rack Room Shoes for today. Increasing clouds during the day, a high near 58, partly cloudy with a chance of a shower overnight down to 46 tomorrow, cloudy and rainy, a high near 51. The new Rack Room Shoes at the Springfield Town Center is now open. Stop in and shop before November 7th and enter to win a family shopping spree. Steve Hirschhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
Most people are responsible, but then others are not.
And those are people that's going to...
All right, everyone, we're back here live here on the Seattle Morning Show, and we're still debating the issue here about is it a setup or is it not in reference to the legalization of marijuana? Because one thing John Cheek said was, do you want the judge to be high, or do you want people giving you determinations high? But the other side to that is that we all have some of us are responsible. And I think that's where the communication breakdown is, because if you're poor and if you may be on the illiterate side or something of that nature, then it's a situation where you're going to escalate the problem. But then I'm just thinking that it's just like alcohol. If you know that you got to get up and work, you're not going to get drunk all into the wee hours of the morning and then come into work if you're responsible.
But there are many who won't.
See, we're going to talk about that because Trendy ready. Let me finish with Tyrone, because Trendy ready for this. Tyrone, talk to me. Welcome to the Seattle Morning Show.
As I say, good morning to everybody and welcome back to Seattle.
Good morning, Tyrone.
I did voted earlier. I vote in every election. And I voted against 71.
Tell me why.
Well, the reason why, I'm going to tell you now.
See, there you go trying to take over the show again. Tyrone, you are not C. Allen. I heard you last week talking to me. Well, I've been counseling for years. You are not C. Allen.
That's what you meant.
Well, I have been counseling for a long time, and I don't do it as much as I used to, but I do it from time to time. And
go ahead, sir.
And marijuana is a gateway. It's definitely a gateway to harder drugs, and that's one reason why I'm against it. And people that I have known personally who have done marijuana are now, this was like in the early 70s, talking about like 70, 71, 72, now in pretty bad shape. So, I mean, really, psychologically, emotionally, they're not where they used to be. So that's one reason why I voted against it, and that's the main reason why I voted against it. So I don't have any problems with it being used for medical purposes when people who have cancer, for example, and they take chemo and they're throwing up and stuff like that. They use it to help settle that problem, and also people with glaucoma, they use it for them. Medical purposes, fine, but just for recreational usage, I've seen the devastation of that, and to vote for it would simply be voting for more destruction. So I think we should. I think all drugs, whether it's marijuana, cocaine, what have you, ought to remain illegal. And I want y'all to have a blessed and safe week.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tyrone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, one thing that Tyrone said that just Kelly, Chindy, and I'm going to let Chindy talk now. One of the things that Tyrone said that kind of just came to my remembrance was that what I noticed with people, that they start with marijuana.
Definitely.
But then after they keep smoking it and smoking it and smoking it, it's not really doing anything for them, so they start to go higher.
Definitely.
So then they start with marijuana, and then they go to loud, which is next, which is supposed to be more potent. Then they start going to more potent things. And then from there, then they begin to maybe start sniffing cocaine. So that's something that, we also have to think about there. What happens when they smoked out to the point now where they want to go higher? I'm going to let y'all talk, but let's go to Anthony real quick on the phone line. Anthony, good morning. Welcome to the Sea Island Morning Show.
Yeah, how you doing?
Talk to us, Anthony.
What I'm hearing, what it seems like I'm hearing, because, people that's smoking it already, of course, there's possibilities, they could go to other harder drugs. But if they're smoking it already, what really can we do about that? Now, are we saying that, okay, because they legalize it, people going, well, it's legal now, I'm going to smoke. You know what I mean? The ones that's already smoking, they're going to smoke it anyway.
That's good, Anthony. That's good.
Because my main support in this is, maybe to keep the young folks out of jail. Because that's one part. But and then I guess we have to work on all the other, emotional and mental issues. You know what I mean? To try to help the young folks to not get on it. But I'm just saying, most people that's smoking it already, it's a possibility they might go to other drugs. But what can we do about that? But at least, we can keep some of our young folks out of jail. That's all I'm doing.
Okay, so Anthony, that's real good. So what you're saying is that you're going to vote for it, or maybe you did early vote, but you're going to vote for it because you want to keep them out of jail. So that is your main purpose for voting.
Yes, because it seems like this is what the entitlement is all about, really, to decriminalize it, not so much some of the other stuff that we got to look at also. But I guess, after we get it decriminalized, maybe we can look at some of the other stuff later on. But that's where I'm at with it. And it's not that I cold-heartedly, fully support it. But what do we do to keep folks out? Keep our folks out of jail, getting big time for just small amounts. Where do we start? So.
Gotcha. Okay, Anthony, thank you for calling. Keep listening to the show. All right.
Okay, take care now.
Very good, Calvin.
I don't want to keep bringing up Mr. Cheeks, but I just have to because I thought that maybe this would be a good opportunity or way to keep our young people out of jail. But in all actuality, if you put somebody in jail, if you want somebody in jail, you'll find a way to put them in jail if you dislike them as a race or as a whole. So I initially thought 71 would be great. Let's keep our people out of jail. But like he said, if you already smoking it, you're going to have, if you're a smoker and you like it, you're going to have more than the 2 ounces in your pocket. So they're all they're going to say is, oh, we smelling on you. Okay, let's see how much he actually has. Let's weigh it. Let's test it. Let's do this. So it still is not going to actually stop the authorities or you being
put in jail
or in prison. Also, it is such a it's an addictive type of drug, and you really like it. And I know of somebody that smoked it so much that she actually had a lung collapse, and they told her if you don't stop it, then you could possibly die.
Yeah.
She did not, and her children found her on the floor because her lung.
Are you sure that wasn't a combination with cigarettes, Calvin?
It wasn't a combination. What happened was that, and I left out a part. She actually was stabbed in one of her lungs, and already, so it was already a problem. But the young lady couldn't stop to the point where she just couldn't stop. So in that type of case where a person is already addicted to the drug, and now we make it illegal, it's not even going to actually help that, I mean, it's not even going to help.
I think, and Trent, I'm going to let you talk. I think that, to me, I think it boils down to responsibility.
It does.
I just think that, to me, it's no different than alcohol. It's no different than, to me, if you are being responsible. Number one, I agree with Anthony about keeping our young men out of the prison system. Now, the problem I see is we need to maybe one day do a show on the effects of marijuana. That's where Trendy is going. What is it going to do? What does it do for you? What I know is most of the people that I know on it, they do nothing.
Yes.
Which is going to cause a problem because they do nothing.
Exactly. From my observation, I've never been attracted to it because it appears to me that it relaxes the person to a point where they're not motivated, or they're in such relaxed mode that it's hard to really be productive and produce. And I'm not sure if it's just because of where I see the people at, because I know there are people actually in Congress and in high positions.
But Trinity, you know what? Real quick, could you? I mean, I don't want to get fired up for this, but can you throw the blame when you have, let's say, a CEO or let's say a congressperson who knows how to be responsible but want that pressure off of them of not getting arrested if somehow the police come in their house and they have an ounce of marijuana? An ounce of marijuana looks about like this. I don't see how Rashawn said that people are walking around.
Might have it in their car.
Walking around with more than 2 ounces. I don't see the purpose.
But those aren't the people.
Let me just say that I don't see the purpose of them like that. But what I'm saying is that, we're only thinking of the already knucklehead or the wayward person and all of that. But then what about the people who are responsible to know that they're just adding it to their they're adding it to their recreational lifestyle. They having a party, so now they want to bring the marijuana along with the alcohol and stuff for everybody to have fun at the party, but then everybody still get up in the morning and do what they do. I think we're also focusing, Kelly, on the young boy that's already doing nothing. They're sitting home, getting high, staying high, not getting a job, all that kind of stuff. And to me, according to what I know, is that most people, they either get horny or they either get hungry and they get sleepy. They get horny, hungry, and sleepy. So what I'm saying is that people shouldn't be, but I know we have a lot of young people that's starting off their day smoking.
A lot. Ending their day in the bathrooms at schools and all of that.
I have a guy who said to me that he can't, Bennett, I can't do none of your work until I get high. I can't function until I get high.
But doesn't that other law cover that the one where you're not you're not being put in jail and you just get maybe like a $25 fine. Doesn't that pretty much cover that? Because ultimately, if you were like a responsible smoker, you're not going to really be getting caught like that all the time anyway, aren't you? Because you have eliminated, you're doing it for recreational purposes. So don't you think that probably would cover that?
No, because what that is if you are, it's a penalty for possession of marijuana in the public is what that bill is about. The legalization is saying that you can have it at home for personal use, and you can have up to 6 plants, 3 cannabis plants, and you can have up to 2 ounces at home for personal use. We're talking, but the other bill is you get caught outside with a certain amount that you will be able to get a $25 ticket.
What I'm saying is somebody that is responsible, if they just do it recreationally, sometimes in their house, they probably not even gonna get caught with the marijuana in the first place. So
True.
I'm back to with Mr. Cheeks.
Okay, we got to go to break. We got to go to break. We'll continue this on the break. But everyone, if you're just tuning in, it's break time here, 1450 AM WOL. We'll be right back after these messages.
1450 WOL.
Brought to you by Zips Dry Cleaners. Stay warm, look good, save money. Zips Dry Cleaners will dry clean your winter coat for only $1.99. Just stop by Zips today or visit 321zips.com to find a store near you. An autopsy will be done on the body of a woman found in a building in D.C. yesterday morning. There's no identification yet. Firefighters made the discovery while responding to a call for a fire in a vacant building on Langston Place Southeast. Authorities say it's being investigated as a murder. With an election tomorrow, Democrats are touting economic improvements. Maryland Senator Ben Cardin appeared on Fox News Sunday.
We're certainly not satisfied where we are, but we are on the right path. We are moving in the right direction in regards to our economy returning, and it's been the Republicans' filibuster who have blocked us on many of those opportunities to grow income for the middle class.
Michelle Obama is making a stop for a candidate for governor. The First Lady will attend a campaign event in Baltimore today for Lieutenant Governor Anthony Brown. Yesterday, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie spoke at a rally in Baltimore for Brown's opponent, Republican Larry Hogan.
I want to look right into the camera and talk directly to my friend Marty. Hey, Marty, don't waste your time being nervous. Just get ready to clear out your office and turn it over to Larry Hogan.
In sports, the Vikings held on for a 29-26 win over the Redskins. Ben Roethlisberger threw 6 touchdown passes for the second straight week. The Steelers beat the Ravens 43-23. Baltimore head coach John Harbaugh says Pittsburgh earned it.
Obviously, they made plenty of plays, and we didn't make plays. I mean, if it boils down to anything, that's what it boils down to. They put up a lot of numbers because they made plays. They made throws and catches and made people miss, and we really weren't able to do that tonight too much.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life. Winston Churchill's words stirred his country in the face of defeat. Today, they inspire us to reach for our own victories. Commitment, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com. I'm John Lewis. When you're looking for news from Black America, go to newsone.com.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
Good morning, good morning. Yes, we are live here on the Sea Island Morning Show. This is Trendy Lindy in the studio with Sea Island and Kelly. And the topic this morning has been puff, puff, pass.
Oh, that cough was ugly.
He just wanted to do that part. I'm sorry. See, there you go. See, I don't know how it goes. That's how you know. He's too familiar. Too familiar. Well, when it comes to indulging in weed, pot, that the thing said, didn't it say on the Business Insider, it said reasons pot is good for you. So I'm going to go through a few of those things, and we all know there are some people who marijuana really benefits. People with arthritis, they benefit.
And keep in mind that I suffer with gout.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I'm just saying.
The last time we had this discussion, he was talking about he was going to the place where he can get it, the medicinal center or something. I was like, Sea Island, no.
But you know what?
You will not, sir.
And I have not. So let me just say this now for my mother and everyone listening.
That's right.
You know, I have not gone and got a card, and I don't have no stash anywhere of no marijuana. I am going
But
to.
if they pass the 71, will that remain the same, sir?
I am going to vote for. John Cheeks was really good. He made a lot of good points, but I'm still going to vote for it. But go ahead.
Okay. So it relieves arthritis. It treats inflammatory bowel diseases. It lessens side effects from people with hepatitis C. It eases the pain of multiple sclerosis. It slows down the progression of Alzheimer's disease. It decreases anxiety. It stops cancer from spreading. It controls epileptic seizures. It actually is better for the lungs than tobacco use.
That's why I asked Kelly now which one was she on, because I knew that was much better than tobacco. Hold that.
And the last one is it prevents blindness from glaucoma. Those are the benefits.
So those are so basically, but no one
on a medical side.
But Trendy, everyone. We're gonna go to Sylvia, but everyone said that it's okay they believe that it is okay for medical use. Nobody disagreed with that.
So then we're going to go to the harmful side after we take our callers.
No problem. All right, Sylvia, talk to us. Welcome to the Seattle Morning Show.
Hi, I'm glad you all got to health problems that people have. Multiple sclerosis is another illness that people tend to use with marijuana. And I went to the doctor up at Georgetown, and he says he uses it for people who have stiffness. And we never think about those people who have the illness and that they have those sort of problems. But I was surprised because he was writing a prescription for it. So I hope that in the end the law will pass, but I do understand everything that you all are saying about the young men because I see them every day.
Yes.
They come because they've been arrested just for marijuana, little stuff. And of course I don't know how much they had, but, when I think about the story you told about how the police don't come for the people who come who have all of that marijuana reeking out of their house, but they will find those young men on the street who might have a little bit of marijuana. But I just wanted to make that comment in relation to medical problems that people use it for.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Okay, let's go to Ruth. Ruth, good morning and welcome to the Seattle Morning Show. What's your comment?
Well, praises to you. Definitely, I'm against it totally because I think this thing, what many people are saying, this would be 6 in one hand and a half a dozen in the other. Now, the law, from what you have said, it says that they wouldn't be criminalized if they caught with this amount or that amount not going to jail. That's not so much important. It would, to me, would be better than to go to jail than to be out there than lost their mind. And then they're acting crazy and stupid. And then their action would cause them to be put in jail anyway. Now, anybody with good common sense know, even though they have legalized alcohol, but if you get to a certain degree and excessive, we know what alcohol would do. We know what marijuana and them drugs are going to do. It's not good for your health. If they're giving it for health, medicine purpose, and they give it to a certain degree, and like the lady said on the show there, that if people are going to be responsible, they wouldn't even be taking it in the first place. And when they're talking about them Congress up there, people don't know them Congress could also be doing devilish things and killing people or fighting people and stuff, but they just sometimes get away with it and we don't hear about it. No, it's not a good thing for nobody. You all have a blessed and safe day, and thanks for taking my call.
All right, Mrs. Ruth, and thank you so much for listening to the Seattle Morning Show.
Yes, so we discussed previously a few of the benefits of using marijuana, but some of the detrimental things that comes from using marijuana is rapid heartbeat. Another thing is disorientation, lack of physical coordination. It can lead to depression. It changes the structure of sperm cells, deforming them. So some people, you can't multiply and bear fruit and have children. And then some people fail drug tests that's necessary for employment. Now, this is where it really gets real bad, because I remember I went to work for UPS during the Christmas season. I wanted some extra money, so I can buy those gifts. And we
always want some extra money.
And we went into the orientation, and I tell you, it was about it was almost 100 people there to start. During the Christmas season, they hire as many people as possible. Well, they ran down this list. If you had a felony, if you participated in drugs, if this and that and this and that, please leave the orientation now. We're going to find out, and you're going to be wasting your time here the rest of the day. And I tell you, it was probably only 15 of us left. Because
they should have said that instead of wasting them folk time and had them come out for their orientation, knowing if you had a felon, you wouldn't be a part of UPS.
But most felons and most people who use drugs already know what areas you can actually go into and receive employment. Most of the time, you have to pretty much find jobs like trade jobs and, start your own business, because most people do not want drug users a part of their company. So my question is, if the bill passes, will the employers change their rules and regulations regarding hiring people? Are you going to then allow people, C. Allen, to come into the award-winning Bennett Career Institute with, using drugs? Are you going to change?
Absolutely not.
And most will not. And so, in my opinion, part of the detriment to legalizing this, a lot of our black men who are already having a problem finding employment, it's going to be worse.
But Trinity, somebody said something that made a lot of sense, and that is that we're not, I think Anthony said it. Somebody said that it's not like legalizing it mean that now a flag is up saying, all right, everybody go smoke. No, it's almost like what Kelly said. People who smoke is going to smoke.
So you
people
think
that listen to me. People who smoke is going to smoke. People who are not going to smoke is not going to smoke. And at the end of the day, I think that it's a situation where it has to do with being responsible.
But there are so many, C. Allen, who are not, especially our young black men who do not have role models in the home. They don't have mother or father, especially fathers in the home. They don't have an example. A lot of wait one second. A lot of our young people, period, are using marijuana to escape pain. They're in pain a lot of times. They're going through life in different situations, and they're using this to mask and not think about the pains of life.
So y'all blaming everything.
I'm just saying, not everyone.
No, what I'm saying is
but
that
the people I know, the people I know,
are blaming everything on marijuana.
No.
You all are, yes. No. You all know what should happen is we need to come up with more initiatives for these fathers to stand up as fathers.
Well, if you let them smoke, they're not going to stand. They're going to sit back and sleep and eat and do the other thing you said they do.
For these grandmothers to get out of the club and rise up as grandmothers, for these mothers to take the responsible role that they're supposed to take. Let me just say this. It starts with the family. It does not start with legalizing marijuana, ma'am.
Well, we don't want the family in the house puffing and passing. We don't want that in the household.
Only thing I'm telling you is
we need more book reading, sir. How about that?
No, exactly. So it starts with you making the people responsible individual citizens.
But how is passing this making people responsible?
Passing it or not passing it
you're giving them the option now.
It's
like
why
now,
you screaming?
Oh, because I talk loud when I get excited. You know I do. But it's like now they have this option where it wasn't as available, or you tried to keep it.
First of all, that is not true. Anybody can get anything they want when they want.
See, Allen, if it's just in the house now at a party, a little more convenient, then I may take it now. I might chew it right there.
Trendy Lindy, I need you to wake up. Marijuana is on every street corner. It's almost in every home. It is everywhere. So it is not one of those things that is not readily available. What I'm telling you is, but let me just say this. What I'm telling you is that what African Americans need to do is they need to focus on building strong families, period. They need to focus on having the strength to be able to raise their children, so when things come up like marijuana or alcohol, they are going to be responsible enough because they already have those foundation built morals that's already there. Half of the time it's not there.
When you add poverty into something, it's easy to become abusive of a drug
Exactly.
or necessarily alcohol or anything for that
Find
matter.
anything to escape. The current situation that you're in. And just by having it, I think it's a huge setup.
So they're
for
already,
especially our black men. It's a huge setup.
They're already smoking every single day. Please
but
tell
at least
me
they're
what is going to
curtailing
make
it. At least
how they're curtailing
they're
it.
They're trying because it's illegal. They're not going to go. Nobody wants to get locked up. I think they're going to do it on a larger scale now.
Trendy.
You see them smoke. Well, this is a shame.
I have seen not
what
only,
you think you're going to see once it's passed?
You know, they couldn't hear him. So they couldn't hear him.
Oh.
Alonzo said he's seen him smoking on the platform. I have smelled marijuana in places where you are not supposed to have, which means that some people are already addicted. What I'm telling you is that that is not going to change the situation.
It's going to be worse, though, sir. It's what we're saying.
It all depends, because if there's laws in place, like for an example, at the Benedict Career Institute, if I smell it on them, they go home. What's going to happen is it's the same thing. Nothing's going to change.
Well, why are we passing it if nothing is going to change, sir?
Because people want to be able to have the luxury, according to the bill, to be in your own home, raising the plant. So now all those people, all those poor people you're talking about, now they don't have to go to the weed man because they can grow it in their house.
No, they can only have a small amount.
Ma'am, they up to 6 plants. 6 plants.
Well, you're going to have your little nephews
and a
and
6-foot tall plant.
So now,
all right, everybody. It's commercial time here on the Sea Island Winter Show. These ladies are all fired out in the studio.
We'll be back
because that old John
messages.
Cheeks that got them fired up.
Hey, John Cheeks.
Shout out to John
Cheeks.
1450 WOL.
Good morning, it's WL. Traffic Update is brought to you by Farmers Insurance. On 704 Martin Luther King Jr. Highway near Addison Road, the right lane was blocked for construction. It's very slow outbound on Suitland Parkway, approaching the work zone after 295, before First Sterling Avenue along the left, and inbound Baltimore-Washington Parkway, southbound from the Beltway down to 450, where you have to stay to the right to get by the construction. Know the gaps in your insurance by calling your local Farmers agent at 888-96-FARMERS. That's 888-96-FARMERS. Now your WOL weather forecast brought to you by Maryland Live Casino. For today, a mix of clouds and sun, a high around 62. Few passing clouds overnight down to 43 for low. And for tomorrow, partly cloudy day, a little bit milder and a high near 70. Pick the winners every week for your chance to win during the $1 million football challenge at Live Casino. Visit MarylandLiveCasino.com. For details at Arundel Mills, must be 21. Steve Hirschhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone, we're back here. I believe it's our last segment. All right, everyone, welcome back here to the Sea Island Morning Show, 1450 AM WOL, where information is power. Just reminding all of you that if you're interested in the Healthy Hair Care Challenge Social, it is nothing but a gathering where I am cooking food. I'm having gifts to give away to our listeners, and it's going to be held this Sunday at the Sea Island Signature Salon, 705 Florida Avenue. We have parking right behind the building that is free of charge. And this is for anyone who wants to grow their hair, who want to have healthy hair. Come out and listen to me talk about healthy hair. We only would like to have about 30 people because it is the salon. The salon is not that big, but it's enough that it can accommodate about 30 people. So if you're interested in coming, call me now, 202-526-1400, extension 19. Now, for those of my listeners who are already a part of the Healthy Hair Care Challenge, you can bring someone with you. You need to RSVP and let me know who's coming with you for this coming Sunday's event. All right, now, back to our topic. Puff, puff. Pass. We're talking about Proposition 71. Let's go to the final thoughts. Talk to me, Trenton.
Oh, no, I was just laughing at Lonzo. He was doing the role, I guess, how it goes.
Okay, so what's your final thoughts, sweetie?
Well, I definitely am opposed to Proposition 71. It really, I was a part of a program that a lot of young black guys were a part of, and the program was Project Empowerment, and they they told us that they do random drug testing because they sent a particular young man to a job, I believe one of those construction sites. And, you know, during lunch, the guy went and got blasted pretty much, you know, using marijuana. And, you know, he was so relaxed and laid back. He used one of those drill hammers. And instead of, you know, being on the nail, he actually hammered someone's foot with the drill hammer. And, you know, it messed everything up. They lost the contract with the construction company and everything. So now, you know, they're really strict with that. So I really hate to see what it does to our people and, you know, how it alters their thinking. We've even had a situation before, and we rectified it, where, you know, someone was doing a cut, and they, you know, they were high, and they, you know, messed up the person's fade. They pushed it all the way back. So it just, you know, it clouds the judgment. It doesn't make you, you know, at your best with your productivity.
And that's why I say it trending. And I'm going to let Kelly give her final thought. But that's why I say it trending. That it's all about responsibility. What we're thinking about is we're thinking about one section of the people. We're thinking about the poor section of the people. My heart goes to. Okay, so your heart may go to the poor section of people, but what I tell everyone is that also the poor section of people is where all the liquor stores are. The poor section of people where there's no resources. The poor section is where there's no jobs. I think that there's more than marijuana that we can be discussing to raise the awareness of what is going on in our community. A lot of times, first of all, I would say, and one of the things that I said that, you know, once I retire, one of the things that I would do is maybe start some kind of counseling, which part of my degree is in, some kind of counseling firm or something, because part of the problem is our people are not prone to talk to people. The church, in my opinion, are not doing what they was used to doing, and that is counseling people, talking to people, helping people out of their situations. Sometimes people just need you to help them think a little clearer. Everyone needs somebody to go to, somebody to talk to, and I think if there was more counselors out there, if there was more social leaders out there, if there were more people out there that can give people the listening ear, that a lot of times people, do you know that people turn to marijuana because they're trying to forget what has happened to them when they was little, because they're trying to forget what they're going through right now, because what they're doing is that they're coping, they're using it as a coping mechanism, even though once they wake up or once they come down, the problem is still there. But they have said to me, well, see, Alan, it at least alleviates the problem for 6 hours. It at least take the problem away from me so I don't have to think about it. What I'm saying is that instead of us talking about Proposition 71, let's get to the root of the problem. Let's not put a Band-Aid on cancer. The problem is we have a lot of broken people because of social issues, because of economic issues, because of financial issues. So what they do to escape is they get high. What we need to do what we need to do is we need to come up with a way to get them to the position that they don't feel like they have to run to the joint or run to the blunt or run to the weed in order to get high. Now, I got a friend who smokes every night. Every single night he smokes because he said that relaxes him. And when I said something to him about it, he said, well, it's no different than having a glass of wine every evening to kind of relax you and all of that. And once I smoke, I do my business, I go to sleep. In the morning, I'm well prepared to do whatever. And he said, well, what's wrong with that? Only thing I'm saying to you, Alonzo, that's enough. Only thing I'm saying is that all of us have to find a way, because I told the person, I said, well, you know, you got a problem. So he says, well, see, Alan, why would you say that? Because anytime you have to smoke every evening before you go to bed, there is a problem. And so the only thing I'm saying, everyone, is that I believe that I am a strong person that believe in, let's deal with what is going on the inside that will make you want to turn to something like that. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. I have been very, very ill with my gout, to the point where Saturday after work, I could not move. It was very difficult. All day yesterday, I stayed in the bed. Not one time, Trendy, Lindy, or Kelly did I think, let me go get some weed. Not one time did I think with my pseudo gout, which is a form of arthritis, which will probably help my pain and help me with the movement and the mobility of my limbs in order to be able to get around. I never once said that, because what I'm telling you all is there comes a time when if you have the right kind of foundation, then their responsibility kicks in to say, hey, if you were to do something like this, Seattle, can you prepare for your show? Can you be responsible having 2 dogs? Can you be able to do the things that you need to do? So what I'm saying is that I just think that we need to first get our people together and not blame marijuana. Kelly?
I'm not blaming marijuana at all, and I totally agree with what you're saying. However, I don't want to give you another crutch and mobilize you. If he needed it to go to sleep, I actually looked and saw that it does help you with sleep. If you needed it for medicine, then you take it for medicine. And those people that are responsible, they're not going to have enough, usually not going to have enough, since that other bill was passed, I feel, to be incarcerated anyway. The fact still remains, if you're going to be racist, you're going to find a way. If you want a particular group of people in jail, you're going to find a way to put them in jail, regardless of whether you do 71 or not. The 11th Street Bridge, that area right there, they have a plan. People plan 10 years, 20 years in advance. They have 11th Street Bridge Park going up, a bridge that is a park. I agree. It's a great possibility that the regentrification, they do not want them in that area. And what better way to have you high? You know, it's always ways to crutch people, to disable people, for them not to be at their fullest potential. And if that's the way, that's going to be the way, because responsible smokers are not going to have that much.
So Kelly, you're right. You're absolutely right. So what I'm saying is that if we know that that's how the system is designed, if we know that down the line people plan and prepare how they can do things, then it is our job to plan and prepare to always be a step ahead. It is our job to raise our children right. It's our job to teach them. It's our job. Listen, we have one of our listeners said, Trendy, talking about felony drug charges don't come from people using drugs but distributing them. So that's how a lot of times, when I guess you talked about if they had a felony, they had to get up and leave and all that. It wasn't them using it; it was them trying to sell the drugs.
Well, it was both situations.
Supply and demand, though.
Yeah, well, it was people who were, I guess, selling, and then people who were using. Because if they were drug users, they told them they might as well leave. So it was both.
Because
it
of the test they would give.
Yeah, the test, the drug test that they were going to administer to the people.
Gotcha.
It left 15 of us, just 15, which was horrible.
Okay. All right. Well, everyone, listen, my time is almost up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell everyone that what we need to do is we need to make sure whatever you do, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with Trendy. You don't have to agree with John Cheeks. But whatever
or Kelly.
Or Kelly. But whatever you do is we want to make sure that you do go out and vote. It is something that our ancestors died for. It's something that our ancestors was beat. No one wanted our people to go out to vote. And a lot of people risked their lives to make sure that they had a right to vote, because it is the only voice that we have. So it is crucial that if you're for it or against it, doesn't matter. If you are a voter in the District of Columbia, you need to go to the polls on tomorrow and you need to vote. Now, for those of you who are interested, you know I'm the owner of the Bennett Career Institute. We do have senior citizen days on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We have hair price days on Wednesdays and Fridays. And then we have haircuts for barbers. Every day of the week is $5, which is Tuesday through Saturday. If you're coming to the Healthy Hair Care Social, you need to call me now to RSVP, and that's 202-526-1400. Extension 19. My time is up, ladies. It's been a pleasure being with you all again on a Monday. See, Trendy brought somebody here because she felt like she needed some protection.
No.
And since Kelly admitted that she's going to side with you because you are her ride.
No, I brought her to help you.
Remember, everyone, pamper yourself. It's your duty. Why?
Because you are worth it. Vote for John Cheeks.
Have a good week, everyone.